few days ago, we read the gospel that mentioned the 12 apostles of Jesus by name. And then today, we hear the women who were accompanying Jesus. So there was Jesus, the 12, and the women. And you would notice the role of the women, they are like the logistics, no? The support group of the ministry of Jesus. I've heard of some women complain about this. They would say, how come only the men get to become priests? Women could also become priests. And so there are many even jokes about this, about women wanting to become priests. But not only there's a real argument asking even the previous Pope Benedict, when he was still cardinal, how come in the time of Jesus women have no role, big role? How come now the church has not given the women big roles? Brothers and sisters, that kind of view is valid in terms of our worldly standards. Our worldly standards judge us by positions, by roles, who is the superior, who is in front, who is made known by the people. In fact, some people, when we change our assignments, no, you become rector, they would say, ay, na-promote si father, no? And then you transfer to another house, you are no longer a rector, they would say, ay, na-demote si father. That is how we judge. That's how the world judges. And sometimes, we also want God to do the same. No? We would say, God is not fair because He only chose men to be priests. Why not women as well? Only men who have positions in the church. Why not women as well? Women might even be better than man. We forget one very important thing. The work in the church, the ministry in the church is done by Christ. Si Kristo ra ang bida. We are all supporting actors way behind. There was this a nice comparison that Bishop Buzon gave us. When we were still high school, he was our teacher in religion. And he was saying, in the Mass, there is the priest, there is the reader, the lectors, and all that, the lay ministers. But he said, but the one who offers the Mass is only Jesus Christ. It's like a family giving a gift, no? For example, his example was birthday sa mama. No, it was the mother's birthday, and then the father called his children, let's give a gift for our mama. And then one child gave 5 centavos, 20 centavos, no, 50 centavos, and then the father put in 2,000 pesos. They bought a gift for their mama, and they give that gift. The mama will not say, oh, how much did you give? Did you give 50 pesos? How much? No. For the mama, it's the gift from her family. And each one is equally meritorious in providing for that gift. In the same way, when Jesus offers the prayer of worship to God, when Jesus offers the service to God, it is Jesus who acts as head of the church. We are just contributing in our small ways. But in the eyes of God, the gift is coming from all of us. That's why God is not particular with our own human worldview, that this one is higher, this one is lower. In fact, the moment you start to think that way, if in your service in the church, you start to think that way, that someone is higher than the others, then you are not really working for the kingdom. You are not working for the kingdom. Maybe you are working for your own vanity, for your own accomplishment, for your own popularity, because you think that way. A happy person in the church is one who discovers God's call for him and for her, and does it with all his or her heart. If God's calling for you is to sweep the church, never mind, that might be small in the eyes of people, but you believe that God is asking you to serve the church just by sweeping. That's God's call for you, and you do it with all your heart because that is your contribution. You are much better than a priest who stands in front and is not even prepared in the right condition to say the Mass, does not even know what to preach, or dali-dali lang ang misa kay gadali. In the eyes of God, you are doing more than that priest, because God does not judge us the way the world judges our roles. And so in the gospel today, both Jesus, the 12 apostles, and the women, they were all happy in that ministry, fulfilling different works, because they are part in the work that Jesus was doing. And that's the only standard that matters in Christian life. Please stand.